Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amarachi. I'm a grad student in the US. On this channel, I share useful tips about moving to the US while also documenting my grad school journey. If this is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. Today's video is going to be about things I wish I knew or things I wish someone had told me before moving to the US. I'm making this video based on my personal experience and the experience of others so you're better prepared for your move to the US. The first thing would be learn how to drive. You've probably heard it, most places in the US require cars. If you have to own a car, then you need to know how to drive, right? I live in the Boston area, so I don't need a car, but in most places you would, so learn how to drive. Another reason why you need to learn how to drive before coming to the US is driving lessons are expensive. I'm currently working towards getting my driver's license, and one hour lesson costs $50, and this was the cheapest that I could find. On average in my area, I was seeing prices were like $65, $70 for one lesson. That's expensive, so please learn how to drive. The second thing is bring more food and less clothes. My Nigerian people, look, I'm Nigerian, I love my Nigerian food. That bag that you're packing, you have two suitcases, luggage allowance, and you want to fill it with clothes, don't do that to yourself. Bring, I don't know, maybe half a suitcase full of clothes and just bring food, because food, like ethnic food, like Nigerian food, is expensive in the US. Probably for people from other countries, it might also be expensive to find your like local food. So definitely bring more food. Also, when you come here, the season is going to change very quickly, that you might realize that you don't even need all the clothes that you brought. You've just wasted all this space that you could have used to bring food, bringing clothes that you're not even going to use. The next thing is learn how to cook. Eating out is expensive. On average, you can expect to spend $15 to $20 on a meal in like an inexpensive restaurant. Let's say you're eating out once per day, 5 times a week, and you're paying $15. That's going to cost you $75 a week for one meal per day. But on the other hand, if you're buying groceries, you're likely to spend maybe $50, $60 for groceries that would last you 1 week, and you're going to make multiple meals out of this. So yeah, eating out is expensive. Also, now I'm going to shade these food delivery services. Uber Eats, DoorDash, their brothers and sisters, they're so expensive. So you go on Uber Eats, you find something, you're like, oh, it's just a $12 meal or just a nice sandwich, blah, blah, blah. By the time you get to checkout, they've added the delivery fees and all these random fees. Suddenly your $12 sandwich has become like $20 that you have to pay. So yeah, it's not cute. Just learn how to cook. Next thing, credit cards, or I'd say your credit score in general. Look, I'm Nigerian. All the countries I've lived in, I've never had to deal with a credit card or a credit score or any of that. But it's different in the US. You need a credit score to have a life in this country. If you want to buy like a car, or if you want to rent an apartment, sometimes they're going to ask for your credit score. So take this seriously. If you'd like me to make a video on like credit cards for beginners or something like that, please let me know in the comment section. The next thing is international students cannot work off campus. So I know that in the UK and in Canada at least, you're allowed to work 20 hours a week, but you can work anywhere. In the US, you cannot work off campus and you can only work 20 hours a week, which can be quite limiting, and they are very, very strict with this. Look, I know someone who exceeded their working hours by 3 minutes, and this wasn't even by a fault of theirs, was something with the system, so they couldn't clock out of work on time, and immigration came for them. They sent a warning saying, oh, you had exceeded your weekly working hours. It's like, what's that about? But anyway, this is very important. You can't work off campus or work more than 20 hours a week. Going off of the last point, your part-time job on campus won't be enough to pay for your tuition and for your living costs. I don't care what anybody says. If anyone has lied to you and said that, oh, you just need to come here, you're just going to work and then you'll be able to pay your fees. I don't see how that's possible. Like I said before, you can only work 20 hours a week. That's just barely enough money to get by, on a month-to-month basis. So paying your tuition might be challenging. The next thing is leave your local currency behind. Nigerians, leave that naira, give it to your family members, your grandmother, your siblings, your parents, whatever. Because once you cross the border, once you land on US soil, you're not going to use it for anything. So don't bother coming with large wads of naira or like your local currency. It's just not going to be useful for you. The next thing is getting your hair done is expensive. This is for my black people, for my black girls. Getting your hair, what I mean is like getting your hair braided. It's so expensive. Here it costs at least $200 for braids. Braids I'm going to live in for like what, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. That's expensive. Of course, it's a little bit extreme to tell people to learn how to braid their hair, but if you can, yeah, maybe learn how to braid your hair, or at least do your hair in some way, because getting your hair done is just expensive. The next thing is healthcare in America is complicated and expensive, so you need health insurance. Look, I've lived in Nigeria. In Nigeria, most people pay out of pocket. I don't really know how health insurance works. I've also lived in Hungary. In Hungary, you get health insurance and that's it. Like, you go to see the doctor, you don't have to pay anything, that's it. In America, you have health insurance, but then your health insurance doesn't cover everything. If you like go to see a doctor, you have to pay some deductibles, and there's something about like some doctors or some clinics being in network or out of network. It's complicated. I don't understand it at all, and yeah, it's just complicated and difficult to deal with. Also, talking about expensive, ambulance fees are ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen a couple of videos, like sometimes every now and again there'll be a video trending on the internet of somebody in a cab or in an Uber giving birth. There might be many reasons for that, but if I had to guess, I would speculate that they just didn't want to call an ambulance, for good reason as well, because ambulance fees are expensive. The final thing is loneliness. A lot of people talk about it. Yes, it can get lonely, and that's true. But try to make a conscious effort to work around that. What do I mean? Find a community. This could be like in your place of worship, church, mosque, traditional, whatever you do. You could find a community there. You could find like a community in your fellow country people, and also say yes to invitations. I'm not a very outgoing person. I'm also not the person who would take initiative and like ask people to go out or host events and things like that. But one thing I've started doing is just saying yes to invites, and I let people know like, hey, look, if there's something, invite me. Say yes, go. This is going to help a little bit with loneliness. And that's it for today's video. If you made it so far and you liked the video, please give me a like, subscribe, and let me know what kind of content you would like to see. Leave me a comment below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!